Anxiety, huh? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you how my life looked like even a couple months ago, and then you tell me if you can relate to anything I'll be talking about. From around 16 to 21 years old, my life was basically the same all the time. I was going to high school, kind of like working a bit, stressing out because I didn't work enough especially. But then the rest of the day, I would be playing video games on my computer, and I would play games on my phone, and I would be on social media on my phone, watching YouTube and stuff. I would go out from time to time when situation got very, very bad, but like in general, that's how most of my days looked like. This was my room actually. It's kind of empty now because I moved most of my furniture to the other town that I'm living in, but yeah, that was actually the computer I bought. It was pretty good, and it's still pretty good. And so I played GTA. I still play GTA from time to time. It was no secret that I was feeling kinda anxious because of it, but I didn't really understand why. Actually, the main reason why I kept doing it over and over again, because I didn't believe there was another option. I didn't believe I could change my life and make it so that I would actually enjoy it. Why didn't I believe so? I'm not exactly sure, because most people don't talk about these things, especially when you're in high school, when you're like 17, 18 years old. Like, who thinks about that? Everybody's barely getting drunk for the first time and start smoking and shit. Like, no one's talking about personal well-being and the quality of life and someone's future. And to some degree, I think it's kind of okay with that because, well, we are young and we don't have to have our lives figured out already. But on the other hand, if we feel anxious and stuff, well, then there's obviously a problem somewhere. I've been thinking a lot about it lately, like, why was it like that? Why was I feeling so bad? Why did I have anxiety? And I came to a conclusion that it was mostly because I have been so focused on these external things, because low-key I was running away from myself, because I didn't know what to do with myself, because I didn't know what to do with my life, that I have completely lost touch with me, with what my body needs. And so when you have a problem, you feel this kind of bad feeling inside you, which is signaling you that, hey, like, come on, do something. But because this feeling is so unpleasant, you want to sabotage it with something else, like phones. But the more you do it, the more you ignore this problem, the more this problem grows and becomes even bigger and bigger, and like, it just makes you feel worse. And so you're in this repeating cycle which doesn't let you breathe until you hopefully break and be like, okay, I give up. I'm not doing it right. I'm obviously missing something. And then you start working on yourself eventually, or you kind of fall into depression and yeah, that sucks. I was depressed for some time. It's one of the worst feelings ever. You don't have energy, you don't have a will to live. Nothing makes sense. It's just a pain indeed. But the thing is that you can do something, and I can't give you a simple answer like do that and you'll feel happy and you'll have purpose. But the fact is that you have the opportunity to shift, and you have the opportunity to change your life. Why? Well, to me it makes sense because I did it. And you won't really understand what it means until you try it out, but I'm not the only one. So many people have done it, so many people have felt anxious and depressed, but I came out of it somehow just by focusing on themselves, just by seeing why they aren't who they are meant to be. I know it's kind of whack to talk about purpose and stuff if you don't even know who you are, but the point I'm trying to make here is that it is definitely possible to do something. The thing is that, sure, maybe you didn't choose to live a life you're living right now. That's kind of your parents' fault or your environment's fault. But, well, you have to take responsibility for that eventually. That's just a part of growing up. And you might as well do it now. So, you start enjoying your life as soon as possible. So again, as I said, I can't really give you simple instructions on what to do, but I can tell you what I did. And it was basically just starting to address the problems. I stopped running away from them. And here's how I did that. It wasn't like, okay, the problem, now I'm gonna address you, now I'm gonna see what's up. Not really, because I didn't really look at things like that back then. But I would start to kind of go out a little, go in the forest, breathe some fresh air, and let's do it together. all about little things. Living all closed up in our rooms isn't actually an old thing. Like we've barely started having lifestyles like that, to sit in front of a computer for hours, to play video games for hours and stuff. It wasn't natural. Like phones, computers are around for only roughly 20 years. And obviously genetics haven't adopted these new human behaviors. What is natural, what is normal for us humans is, well, to spend time outside like any other normal species out there. Being outside is natural, being outside is normal. And so like I guarantee you, if you go out and just breathe a little, you don't even need to do intentional breathing. Just by consuming some fresh oxygen, you'll immediately start to feel better. Just by being outside, you'll immediately start to feel better. You don't need to do anything. The best cure for me when I'm feeling down or when I don't exactly know what I need to do, what I want to do, is just to go out. And just by doing so, all these things solve on themselves. It's crazy. It's so simple. It's such a life hack. To me now, it's normal to be outside. I don't remember when was the last time I haven't gone outside, just because it's so good for me, just because I feel so much better and just because I get so much life energy and stuff. It's crazy. What I used to do as well was just running. Exercise is a great energy booster. It's a great brain resetter. If you don't take anything else from this video, just know that our brains are made to know only what we have experienced or only what we have been told. And so if we live in a society which isn't really healthy, well, you won't really get information that is required for our life to actually become good and healthy. It's okay to be like that. We are humans after all. We aren't like gods or anything like that. But just know that if you feed your brain with new, more useful information, you'll be actually able to transform your life, because everything around you is a projection of you. So if you have things with yourself solved out, well, guess what? The whole reality will get solved out. Like, there's so much you can do, and as I said, maybe you don't know that because you haven't been exposed to such information, but just by educating and just by observing yourself, especially, as I said, just go out and breathe, exercise a little bit, you expand your vision, you expand your reality so much, and life becomes magical. Literally. So this was my perspective on everything. You obviously don't have to believe me, but I really strongly believe into what I'm saying. Self-observation has changed my life insanely, and it's still changing it, and I'm becoming a completely different person. But actually I'm becoming my true self, and I'm dropping all these beliefs that have been planted in my head throughout my childhood but don't serve me anymore. Everything is going to be okay. I know it may sound crazy at the moment, and maybe you don't believe me at all because you have the feeling that where you are right now is gonna last forever, but nothing lasts forever. That's a universal law. Change is everywhere. Everything is changing all the time, and you can and you will as well. But you can speed up the process by turning your focus from all your problems towards you and explore yourself. Yeah, just I wish I could tell you a simple formula and be just like, do that and your life will change completely. But like, really, the only thing you can do is to get to know yourself and to start loving yourself. And love, especially self-love, is the ultimate cure for anything out there. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you got some value out of this video. Like this video if you liked it, comment if you have anything to say, comments if you have any questions, if I wasn't clear on anything in this video, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like that. I love you so much. You are so loved. You just don't know that yet, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.